So when you call 911 during an emergency, you expect help to arrive fast, but how long will you have to wait for help in Colorado Springs, or will you even get a response at all?
Well, several current CSPD officers have come forward to expose issues within the department that they say have serious implications to public safety. Now, to protect those officers and their jobs, we've modified their voices and hidden their identities.
Fox 21's Abbie Burke investigates what they're calling a ticket quota and the bigger problem that lies beneath.
It started with a letter. A current Colorado Springs police officer reaching out to Fox 21 News after years of holding back. Then several others came forward, all accusing the Colorado Springs Police Department of having a ticket quota.
This year it was 140. I hear it's going up for next year. Yeah, we have to work to get 140 tickets no matter what.
We spoke with 5 current Colorado Springs police officers. 2 of them allowed us to record our conversation. Another officer spoke out in a letter. The remaining 2 officers supported the others' claims, but didn't wish to go on record.
It's all about the ticket count. People are getting tickets who, in a different situation may have just gotten warning.
And they say the quota is costing citizens more than just hundreds of dollars in fines.
We're having a hard time keeping up with the calls for service.
In a previous interview with Fox 21 News this month, Colorado Springs Police Chief Pete Carey admitted that the department was understaffed.
For a long time now, we've been understaffed.
He also said that the staffing issues have led to major delays in response times.
It's taken us anywhere from 11 to 13 minutes to get to a priority 1 call for service.
There's not even an officer dispatched until 10 minutes after the call. I mean, that's horrible.
CSPD officers told Fox 21 that calls that aren't priority 1, like a burglar alarm, can take even longer or receive no response at all.
If I knew that my family called or the police and it was one of those, I need you now, and no officers got there until 10, 15 minutes later, I would be beyond that.
Last year, a Fort Carson soldier and his wife were shot and killed in Colorado Springs after they surprised a burglar in their home. They had a security system, but a CSPD spokesperson said no officer was dispatched on the burglary alarm because no patrol officers were free. The officer told us in his letter to Fox 21 that with so many calls to respond to, the priority of a burglary alarm is very low. Police didn't respond to the couple's home until neighbors called in saying they heard gunshots.
All it takes is a few seconds for a call to turn completely a different direction.
Another officer warned in his letter to us, if you need the police, get used to waiting. The officers we spoke to say the ticket quota only makes matters worse because officers are wasting their time catching speeders instead of criminals.
I did not become a police officer to be a generator of money for the city. I became a police officer because when people call, they need someone to come help them. And I want to show up and I want to help them.
All 5 officers agreed that traffic enforcement is an important part of the job, but they say it shouldn't be an officer's primary function.
We hear this. To resolve stuff before it happens, if at all possible. That's what keeps the public safe. Prevention of crime, not reaction to crime.
The officers also stated that there's no plan of action to target problem traffic areas, only a push to reach their ticket requirement.
They don't say, hey, let's go out and let's go hit our top 25 accident locations really hard. Let's go out there and put forth. No, there's none of that. There's no direction. They say, I want 140 tickets. Period. Citizens in Colorado Springs don't need to have officers out there mandated to write 140 tickets or more per officer. It should be a justified thing.
CSPD currently has 635 officers, with about half of them being on patrol. According to the officers we spoke to, the patrol officers are the only ones required to meet the alleged ticket quota. One of them told me that the average ticket takes 15 minutes to write. So if you're approximately 300 officers are required to write 140 of those a year, police are spending around 630,000 minutes or more than 10,000 hours writing tickets a year. CSPD officers have 10-hour shifts, so over the course of a year, CSPD spends 1,050 shifts devoted entirely to writing tickets. That means at any given moment of any given day, 3 officers are writing a ticket.
Provision is constantly pushing. Get your ticket, get your ticket.
These officers say those who don't meet the requirement can face consequences.
In the past, there have been officers called performance plans when they haven't gotten their tickets.
According to CSPD policy, an officer on a performance plan cannot apply for a specialized unit, change divisions, or get a raise.
You got cops who will consider getting that quota so you don't get written up. They're actually focusing on the job they're hired to do.
The officers say the command staff has been careful to refer to the number as a performance objective, not a quota. In December, 10 police officers in Los Angeles won a $5.9 million lawsuit over a ticket quota that their superiors called measures of productivity. One officer we spoke with said a ticket quota by any other name is still a ticket quota. It's not that the quota is hard to reach, according to these cops, it's that it's wrong and hurting the very people they've sworn to protect. They hope by exposing the problem to the public, something finally will be done about it.
I want us to return to a police department that functions as a police department instead of a documentation agency.
In Colorado Springs, Abbie Burke, Fox 21 News.